its gift to the UN in March of 1947.
The future of this country and the lives of our children and our children's children are interwoven with the success of the United Nations. In it lies the hope of the people of the world. My father considers it a privilege to have had a part in the development of its permanent home. I'm glad to hand you, Mr. Lee, my father's check.
Thank you, Mr. Rockefeller. Mr. Rockefeller, Mayor Dwyer, the United Nations extends its sincere thanks to you and to your father for this magnificent gift. We intend to go ahead and create on the eastern riverside a dignified and appropriate headquarters for the United Nations, which will stand for generations to come as a great monument to peace and security. Your family can be proud of its contribution to this cause.
Thank you very much.
The Rockefeller gift changed the course of history and brought the United Nations to New York City. It is a gift which gave practical and moral support to the young United Nations, thus enabling it to succeed where the League of Nations had failed. It is a gift which furthered the United Nations mission to help save succeeding generations from the scourge of war.
And the Rockefeller family's commitments to the United Nations did not end with this exceptional gift. It continues to the present day, and it is personified by David Rockefeller, whom we honor for his dedication to democratic principles, for his dedication to development, and for his dedication to international peace.
The Medal of the Business Council for the United Nations is presented every year to an individual who has made a significant contribution to the United Nations and to world peace. Past recipients include Margaret Thatcher, Thomas Pickering, Javier Perez de Cuellar, Mikhail Gorbachev, Ronald Reagan, and George Bush. This evening, the prestige of this famous award is enhanced, again, as it's bestowed upon one of the formidable figures of the 20th century, a force for freedom and peace in the world, David Rockefeller. Please stand up here. You hold that. I'm going to list just a very, very few of David's contributions. He was the founder of the America Society, an organization that promotes inter-American cooperation. He helped found the Trilateral Commission, designed to promote understanding and cooperation among the nations of North America, Western Europe, and Japan. He was instrumental in creating the International Executive Service Corps, a group of volunteers from the private sector who provide technical and managerial assistance to private enterprise in developing nations. For 15 years, he served as the chairman of the Council on Foreign Relations. Among other international achievements, David Rockefeller is the honorary chairman of the Japan Society, an honorary trustee of the International House, and a member of the Advisory Council of the Bilderberg Conference. David, as the mayor of New York City, I want to thank you very, very much for bringing the United Nations to New York City. As a citizen of the United States, I want to thank you very much for all that you have done for America, you and your family, and as a citizen of the world, thank you for everything you've done for world peace.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor, ladies and gentlemen, I must say I'm quite overwhelmed by this wonderful reception, and I do wish to extend a great many thanks to the mayor and to all of you for this extraordinary offer of an award to me on behalf of my family this evening. I'd have to say that I would like in turn to add my voice to others who have already spoken about Mayor Giuliani for the outstanding leadership that I feel he's provided to this city, something that we greatly needed. In just a short time, as Dick Vole has said, he's reversed a downward trend in the city and has and I think he's given New Yorkers a sense of hope and confidence that we haven't had for a considerable amount of time. Mr. Mayor, we're very grateful to you for that. I think I'd also be remiss if I didn't take this occasion to express my thanks to my good friends Dick Vole and Bill Murray and Sam Brookfield, and to all of you in the Business Council for the United Nations for selecting me as the recipient of this year's well-respected honor and medal. All the more so because in pursuing the names of the 6 previous recipients of the Business Council's medal, I find the following: 1 Secretary General, 1 Ambassador, and 4 heads of state. Frankly, ladies and gentlemen, I wonder how a mere retired banker could have been allowed to join that distinguished company. But I quickly add that I hasten to accept the award before you change your minds. I've long been an admirer of the works of the Business Council and wholeheartedly endorse its role of encouraging the interest and backing of the business community in the vitally important mission of the United Nations. Now, as the United Nations approaches its 50th anniversary, business support for the numerous internationally related problems in which it is involved has never been more urgently needed. But before sharing with you a few thoughts on the need for strong leadership in the world of today, I think I should just take a moment to express how deeply touched I was by the wonderful film that we've just witnessed, which traced my family's involvement in the early days of the United Nations. My father, as the film suggests, was a man of peace who believed deeply in the ultimate benefits of peaceful cooperation and continuous dialogue among the peoples and nations of the world. Recalling his role and that of my brothers, John and Nelson, as you may have noted, makes this occasion very especially meaningful for me. Had they still been alive, and I wish they were, I would have supported your conferring on one or all of them this award this evening. The film touched me briefly, but it also touched briefly on the history of the United Nations. I'd like to begin my own remarks this evening with a brief reflection on the history of the United States as it sheds light on our own involvement with the United Nations today. The United States, as the saying goes, is a nation of immigrants. The Pilgrims and other early pioneers came here from Britain and Western Europe to escape religious persecution and to find a new life of opportunity and freedom. Subsequent waves of immigrants from Southern and Eastern Europe brought both ethnic diversity and exceptional levels of talent and dedication to hard work. The reprehensible slave trade of the 17th and 18th centuries brought Africans to these shores and created institutions and social divisions that took a civil war and more than a century of concentrated effort to overcome. Yet African Americans today have become an essential and positive strand in the fabric of our nation. Most recently, waves of Latinos and Asians have contributed new elements to our rich cultural and ethnic diversity. For more than 400 years, the strength of this nation has lain in our capacity to absorb and transform a complex and diverse population into a homogeneous nation, where a single primary language